The world is on the cusp of a new technological era with the advent of fifth-generation wireless technology, or 5G. This technology promises to revolutionize the way we live, work, and connect. 5G offers faster speeds, lower latency, and greater capacity than ever before. This opens up exciting possibilities for innovation across industries. However, alongside the excitement, a wave of concern has emerged regarding the potential health effects of 5G technology. The internet is rife with alarming claims and conspiracy theories. These unverified claims often overshadow the science. It is crucial to approach this debate with a healthy dose of skepticism and a commitment to understanding the scientific evidence. The fear of the unknown is a powerful force. New technologies often spark anxiety and apprehension. We have witnessed this throughout history with the introduction of electricity, radio waves, and even the internet itself. In the case of 5G, much of the concern stems from its use of radio frequency electromagnetic radiation. It is important to note that RF radiation is not inherently dangerous. Understanding this fundamental distinction is crucial for a balanced perspective on the potential health effects of 5G technology. To comprehend the scientific consensus on the safety of 5G, we must delve into the nature of electromagnetic radiation. Picture a vast spectrum of energy, ranging from low-frequency radio waves to high-frequency gamma rays. 5G, like its predecessors, utilizes a sliver of this spectrum within the radio frequency range. This RF radiation is considered non-ionizing. Years of scientific research have gone into establishing safety guidelines for RF exposure. These guidelines are set by international organizations like the International Commission on Non-Ionizing Radiation Protection, and adopted by national regulatory bodies worldwide. These guidelines ensure that RF exposure from technologies like 5G remains well below levels that could potentially cause harm. 5G networks utilize a larger number of smaller, lower-power antennas that target their signals more precisely, reducing unnecessary radiation exposure. When evaluating the potential health risks of any technology, scientists often turn to epidemiological studies. These studies investigate patterns of disease occurrence in large populations over extended periods. They help us understand if there's a link between specific exposures like RF radiation from mobile phone use and health outcomes. Numerous large-scale epidemiological studies have investigated the potential link between mobile phone use and cancer, particularly brain tumors. A landmark study conducted by the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer analyzed data from over 63 studies spanning 2 decades. This comprehensive analysis found no consistent evidence of an increased risk of brain cancer or other cancers associated with mobile phone use. If mobile phones were a significant cause of brain tumors, we would expect to see a corresponding rise in brain cancer rates. However, this has not been the case. Brain cancer incidence rates have remained relatively stable, further supporting the conclusion that mobile phone use, even over the long term, is not a significant risk factor for this disease. Section 4. Animal Studies, a grain of salt. While epidemiological studies in humans provide the most relevant data for assessing health risks, researchers also conduct animal studies to investigate potential biological mechanisms. These studies involve exposing animals to controlled levels of RF radiation and monitoring them for any adverse effects. However, it's crucial to interpret the findings of animal studies with caution. The anatomy and physiology of animals can differ significantly from humans. This means that the results of animal studies may not directly translate to human health outcomes. Some animal studies have suggested a potential link between high levels of RF radiation and tumor development in rodents. However, these studies often expose animals to radiation levels far exceeding what humans experience from mobile phone use. Moreover, the exposure durations in these studies are often much longer than typical human exposure patterns. These factors limit the relevance of these findings to real-world human exposures. Section 5. Addressing the critics, IARC and electromagnetic hypersensitivity. Despite the robust body of scientific evidence supporting the safety of 5G and previous generations of mobile technology, some concerns persist. One common point of contention is the International Agency for Research on Cancer's classification of RF electromagnetic fields as possibly carcinogenic to humans, Group 2B. It's important to understand that this classification does not mean that RF radiation definitively causes cancer. Group 2B, where RF radiation is classified, includes agents with limited evidence of carcinogenicity in humans and less than sufficient evidence in animals. This group includes a wide range of agents, some of which we encounter in our daily lives, like coffee and pickled vegetables. Another concern often raised is electromagnetic hypersensitivity. Individuals with EHS report experiencing various symptoms, such as headaches, fatigue, and skin rashes, which they attribute to exposure to electromagnetic fields. However, extensive research has failed to establish a causal link between exposure to RF radiation and these symptoms. Section 6. The importance of credible sources in the age of misinformation. In today's digital age, we are bombarded with information from countless sources. While the internet has democratized access to knowledge, it has also become a breeding ground for misinformation. When evaluating information about 5G and its potential health effects, it's crucial to be discerning consumers of information. Seek information from credible sources such as reputable scientific journals, government health agencies, and respected scientific organizations. These organizations rely on rigorous scientific evidence and expert consensus to inform their positions. Be wary of information from sources that lack scientific credentials, promote conspiracy theories, or use fear-mongering tactics. Section 7. Conclusion: Embracing progress, demystifying 5G. The rollout of 5G technology represents a significant step forward in our technological evolution. It holds immense potential to transform industries, enhance communication, and improve our daily lives. While it's understandable that new technologies can spark concerns, it's crucial to ground our understanding in scientific evidence rather than unfounded fears. The overwhelming weight of scientific evidence indicates that 5G technology, operating within established safety guidelines, does not pose a health risk. As we embrace the progress that 5G brings, it's essential to remain vigilant in combating misinformation. By relying on credible sources, engaging in critical thinking, and fostering a deeper understanding of the science, we can demystify 5G and harness its potential for the betterment of humanity. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content on 5G and technology.